Anybody who knows anything about boxing and follows boxing knows that what they saw last November when Tim fought against Brandon Rios, they saw a new and improved version of Tim Bradley. Not that he wasn't a great fighter before, but they saw an even better fighter November 7th. And a lot of that is attributable to what he learned from Teddy Atlas. Teddy is an encyclopedia on boxing. He knows the sport like few other people, and as he demonstrated on November 7th with Tim, he has an ability to teach the sport. So please welcome the head trainer for Tim Bradley, Teddy Atlas.
Well, last time we just did this a couple days ago in Los Angeles, so we want to try to change the material a little bit, because some of you guys might have been listening while we were in Los Angeles. But the first thing, I hope it's not a bad sign, Peter Nelson, who's I think is the right guy for the job, the new head of HBO, he was sitting on our side in Los Angeles. I hope this isn't bad that he's on this side now. I hope that's not that's, right Pete? I hope that's not a bad sign. Yeah, and well, it's a great turnout. Last time in Los Angeles, I made some parallels to the Super Bowl, because obviously that's in our near future here in the United States. And both these fighters have been in their share of Super Bowls, and that's what they do. They get to Super Bowls. And now maybe it's fitting if I use a different analogy to talk about the election, especially since Bob touched on it just a little bit. If we did talk about and use some thoughts about the election that's coming up, election for Manny and of course election in this country, you would think that this is the final debate. And then it's all a matter of living up to your campaign promises. Well, I'm not a politician, but it would be easy, I think, to believe me that both these fighters have always lived up, unlike some politicians, have always lived up to their campaign promises, always. They get in the ring, they bring talent, they bring heart, and they bring the ability to win at the highest level. So obviously on April 9th, you can be sure, whichever side that you're going to go and flip your ballot for, you can be sure that both those sides will be doing the same thing that they've done their entire lives in boxing. And part of the power, part of the strength, if there is such a thing as a good politician, and we might have one here, part of the strength is that you care about other people. Part of Pacquiao's strength, I never underestimate that he brings more than quick twitch fibers, you know, explosiveness, quick hands, power, quick feet. But he brings his strength because he's fighting for his people in the Philippines. And there's a great strength to that. There really is. When you fight for something more than yourself, there's a power to that. And Timothy is not a politician, but he brings that same strength. He brings the strength, Manny brings it to go forward and fight in a different arena, maybe after this fight, for the good people of the Philippines. Timmy has always cared about, obviously, fighting and serving his family and the people in this country. And the way that he's done it, I think is the best way and the most powerful way you can do something in life. He's lived his life as a champion person, and he's fought as a champion fighter every time he's gotten in the ring. So Manny will go forward, and you will get a chance to say goodbye to a guy who's been one of the best fighters of the last 10 years. He will go forward. He will fight in a different arena for his good people of the Philippines. And Timothy will continue fighting for his family and for the good people of this country in setting an example of how to live as a champion and how to win as a champion. Nobody is going to be disappointed when they come to ninth, because these two men have never disappointed anybody. Thank you.
Hey Fight fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.